Welcome everybody. Welcome to the Academy podcast of Language Diversity. I am your host, Monica. Today I will discuss the situation of sexual minorities, especially homosexual people in Hong Kong. I will also refer to the definition of intersectionality. What is intersectionality? As my source material, I will refer to Andrew Wong's article, How Does Oppression Work? Insights from Hong Kong Lesbians, Labeling Practices, from 2015. I will pay attention to the analysis of the language that is used to describe homosexuals and their struggles with oppression within the community. How did the situation change when the territory switched owners? And how does the people try to raise awareness of the existence? Let us begin with introducing the author. Andrew Wong is a professor of the Department of Anthropology, Geography and Environmental Studies. Anthropology is related to the human beings in context of history and culture, etc. How did the humanity change from the beginning of the existence? What norms were introduced in order to keep the groups in unity, such as laws, rules, or even prohibited actions? Professor Wong's main focus is concerned around the ideologies built in languages, their materialization, and additionally he analyzes the linguistic differences between People's Republic and China and the region of Hong Kong after 1997 and the treatment based on belonging. Let us move to the topic. It is common knowledge that a multitude of cultures in the world share a certain amount of rules regarding particular behavior patterns or actions. Some are referring to what is allowed, what is not allowed, also called taboo. A significant number of cultures share a negative approach towards people of different sexuality, which excludes them and forces them to change under the pressure of serious punishments, such as death. Many are obligated to hide the true identity in order to prevent such actions. However, many try to fight for their freedom and to raise awareness of their presence. There exists a study focusing on that particular issue. Intersectionality raises attention to the treatment based on the individual's belonging, depending on the gender identity, cultural or ethnic background, or just appearance, such as disability or details. The term became well known from the spread of black feminism, which purpose was to raise awareness of inequality and fight for their rights. An adequate example of intersectionality would be a person of color and specific gender identity whose treatment might depend on the situation and relation. Others might attach harmful stereotypes to belonging to a specific group, heritage, demonstrating them as the worst and giving them the feeling of exclusion. However, here we will examine the treatment of LGBTQ plus people. According to Collins, from the year 2000, nevertheless, intersectionality is not solely a theory of identity formation. As previously discussed, it also calls attention to the ways in which access of social differentiation interacts with each other to produce systematic inequality. Intersectionality theorists believe that multiplying marginalized subjects offer a unique vantage point for understanding how power is exercised and resisted. Now let's go to the history of Hong Kong. The territory of Hong Kong from 1842 was under the control of the British Empire. The rulers granted every citizen freedom of being. You can be what you want. However, in 1997, the situation changed. After approximately 155 years, the territory switched to control, and the People's Republic of China owns this territory. Even though the territory is considered as a special administrative region, there might be some issues. The sexual minorities are concerned about their rights and freedom situation regarding sudden change of control. It is publicly known how problematic is the situation of LGBTQA+ people, sadly mostly in a negative sense. Sexual minorities experience a certain number of limitations regarding their differences, such as problems with being accepted in their environment. Sexual minorities experience a certain number of struggles regarding their difference, such as problems with being accepted in the community. There are cases of people who have a partner of the same biological sex and are forced to hide it from their families. Even the families are not accepting those people, often regarding them as a friend, which isn't a valid family member. What should your friends spend the holidays with us? The celebration only for our family. Don't they have their own family? The parents do not seem to understand the importance of the guests. What role does the person have in their child's life? They do not seem to care that they might harm the person, lead to serious problems such as depression or even suicide attempts, as a sign of being not able to fit that world. And here comes the questions. Are the methods to change the situation? Yes, there are various activists fighting for the rights of the LGBTQA+ people. They try to change the situation regarding those people. They want to show that gays are real. Yeah. And sexuality is a part of the identity, breaking the enforced traditional models, heterosexuality. The discrimination must be reduced, allowing people to feel free of being themselves. Being in a relationship with someone you want, and not that it's enforced by the traditions or the public. The same-sex desires must be acknowledged by the public. Being gay isn't something new, as many think. It was from the beginning, yet mostly suppressed by the default, more privileged relationships, creating a hierarchy and putting one group as the superior, forcing the others to hide in order to prevent damages. The activists dislike the usage of labels, referring to those people they try to fight for them. So they learned how to use terms to openly avoid referring to the difference, the theoretic expressions or ellipses. Instead of saying, I am gay, they would rather prefer to themselves as the these or those people, or this kind of person. The theoretic phrases are depending on the context. The meaning might be different than the real message. However, ellipsis is omitting the real term, explaining something without using the specific word, explaining being gay without referring being gay. One of the commonly known terms is tongzi, which comes from the communist China terminology. It means comrade. It was referring to everyone, no matter the age or gender identity of the unity. The term was appropriated approximately in the 1980s by gay activists. The purpose of the term is used to refer to any form of sexual practice, which were overshadowed by the hegemonic heterosexism. Heterosexism is where the hetero is considered as superior and the only correct settings. The term tongzi is distinguished from the Western terminology as it emphasizes with the Chinese community understanding the same-sex relationships. The terms can be also understood as an umbrella-like term, due to being used to discuss general problems of the sexual minorities. The term can be also used to specify the gender. La am tongzi refers to the men. Le yu tongzi meaning women. Even if the term tongzi sounds good in theory, the practice demonstrates that it is mostly stuck with the gay men, leaving the lesbians behind. It might assume a hierarchy of power structures. The female part of the group is often seen as silent participants of the tongzi events, as the androcentric nature limits them, giving them a lower status. Androcentrism is referring to the masculinity being the superior, higher rank, marginalizing the women. According to Wong, nevertheless, female activists believe that for some reason male activists' tongzi is just another label for gay men. One reason for this belief has to do with the female activists' experience in the tongzi movement. In theory, women are included under the label tongzi whenever it is the tongzi week, tongzi day, or tongzi conference. Women are encouraged to take part in all events and activities. However, Female activists complain that women are only granted the role of silent participant. At best, lesbians and bisexual women's concerns are addressed only insofar as they are shared by gay men. At worst, women issues are considered peripheral to the goals of Tongzi movement. This has led female activists to conclude that Tongzi merely means gay men, and that made Tongzi's activists' vision had been imposed on lesbians and bisexual women. Another reason has to do with how male activists use the label Tongzi in discourse. From here, we can notice the ironic detail of this movement. It should be for everyone, no matter the gender. It is to make themselves more visible. However, one group tries to push themselves into the center because of some reasons, possibly ideological. Others are rather decoration, just to be and smile, because yay, Tongzi! The move Tongzi should be for everyone, not just the interest of one. What about the other bricks building the movement? What about the women who also try to fight for their rights? Lesbians are also homosexual and share the same traits as gay men. Let us hope that the inequality would be less and less as the times change and things slowly progress. To conclude, it could be mentioned that language carries a crucial role in the human life, as the usage of labels might undermine the belonging, opening the gates for the possible discrimination. Homosexual relationships are considered as wrong by the community, causing those people to hide. The enforcement of the seemingly more correct partner choice provides pressure towards the victims. They are afraid to talk about the feelings and often feel alone, as the parents only care about the default relationships, opposite sex as women and men, men and women, not men and men or women and women because it is considered as bad. The reality might be different, however the parents might not recognize the partner as a valid family member, but as a friend, which is just here to be here. You are not a family member, so please leave. Ellipsis is commonly used to avoid the obvious terminology in order to silently provide information regarding the identity. People like me, instead of ironic, I am gay. Sexuality is a valid element of the human life. Unlike paraphilias, to which sexuality is commonly referred, paraphilias are sexual disorders, such as pedophilia, which can cause real harm, unlike just preferring someone that is in your type, same gender, without any specific detail. Here we go to an end. How do you think, after such a long time, did the situation change? Could you think of examples of specific languages, even in your native speech? I am grateful for your attention. Have a great day.